see 3 of those cams sitting there. When it comes to time code, it'll involve complicated at all, some kind of device called a time code generator. And the cams have to plug into it to get to a certain time and sync them at the same exact millisecond time. They just can't really do. Maybe I'll just take the 4th cam back in there. Just go out there anytime like now and go on. STOP exclamation mark hammer time. Yeah, good old source is the most relatable thing ever. Through 2 was the most relatable thing on the entire planet, even more so than the cheese ever was. Maybe it still is. Maybe we should have a look at Mitch's kit just to make sure it's still all good. Oh, he does have every battery in here. Yeah, they're all ready to go. That's what Mindy could do if Mindy had Mate's new cam, and even got lucky enough to get its new accessory. It's too bad it says temporarily out of stock. What's up? 100. Assuming cam has a battery. There's 3. That would be 7. It's 5. 9. And handy all of that charging casing, and you can just press its button and it'll show the state of their power. Just make sure it's clean. Some weird speckles and then you sees on the phone screen. Not sure CUXCD when we dropped the fourth cam onto hard concrete and broke its door thingy. It needs to make sure it doesn't happen ever again, especially with this one. It sure sucks when it happened. It sucks. Haha. Haha. Oh, and then the stick is also a battery too. Which if me looks at it. Of course there's 4 dots. But that being a charger is pretty KOL though. We could take that on the go. Oh, but speaking of taking things on the go, we could take the other cam's batteries and put them in here too. There'd be even more extra batteries that we could at least not just only use for the fourth cam, we could use for the fifth one too. We could just go gather them. He sure is quite the thing going for Mandy. I couldn't hear kid face. There's a noise in there. 3, 2, 1. This one is missing one. Ah, that's because the cam had the last battery. Time to go grab it. Now there's 300. So that's 3, then that's 3. The cam has 4. That can be 5. Then 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That means we has 10 batteries. That's free. I can film for an entire 24 hours with that amount of batteries. looks like everything might be struggling to be fit all in this one bag. Well, it would be pretty great just if everything could be squeezed into there. Meaning he has quite the kit for me cam. But nah, that won't fit. And we can always use other baggies for the extra batteries. Those definitely will not fit. But we thought we also got, unless it's just this. Which it is. And then this cam has a different battery box thingy. But that's 3 of them though. 3 of which have batteries in them, and then there's all those batteries in there, and the stick. So it has 14 batteries, and then the charging stick. That's really good. That's actually a lot. The fuzz keeps touching each eardrum. It's really great how it has that many batteries. So we can make that many videos worth of an entire day. But better not forget the battery that was in the cam too. So the cam also has a battery. That would be 15 actual batteries, and the charging stick. Yeah, that's a lot. It's almost as if us need to go out there and make some videos. So hey look, unlike the VR cams, the action cam, kind of Insta360 cam, can also pause videos just like the phones were able to. There's those fancy lights taken from the Carnival place. Oh, so even Cam has a tripod thingy. So of course in both pages for the cam, well, that breed, they both of course have the same features about wind and resistances for sound. Actually, it's of course right there. They both have it's pretty much the exact same. E. Very confuzzling, that is. Haha. That's not the most perfect thing ever, but hey, you know, there's the lights from the carnival place. Use there. Using such confuzzling particle thingies. So those are particles all along. And there are those lights. Now that Mindy reread the pages for War, the X5 cam, and me, well, the cam that's in there right now, I mean, already has right now as I speak. Both pages are so fancy, they both have fancy animations as I scrolls down to read everything. And they, of course, look so polished and great. And then there's the GAPRA that does not have any kind of fancy animations like that in its page. So the GAPRA really is just the simple one. Maybe we could look at its page again. Time to go out there, study what it all in there looks like, and then in there we could make it active what's needed. Poor little GAPRA though. Almost as if Mindy doesn't have to do it, but he will to make it, well, make why think of it differently than I normally would. And then I should just look at the other cams. Maybe for now I should just forget about that one right now. Just looking at that, and of course that one, how fancy their pages look as Y scrolls down with them both. And hey, they both look the same too. They copied each other. Hehe. So anyways, if I views their pages and scrolls down, it has fancy animations and shows why everything about them. Same went for it. So seriously, they both do the same things. They both make themselves look really great, and then the GAPRA doesn't do that at all. They're superior. We didn't think of that. Both of them and their pages almost look exactly the same too. Almost as if us needed it just to support it. Retest maybe we'll now use that. Make it make some kind of sound right there. There's Mint's Raft, it's so customizable, and then there's that. It's also very specific of what I can make with it. Does it really know what I should use? acting as a test.
Wee.
Like that noise. Somebody doesn't know if... But upon reading the 5th version of It's page, Mindy discovered that with it, one can film a standard video, a standard flat video. And then apparently at the same time, it's also capturing a 360 video at the same time. Which of course means future-proofing war videos. So basically one can film a normal kind of video with it, but also it's filming a 360 video too. It of course was all along always doing that.
Oh.
And Mindy possibly still had every video made from the cam since the series of the one hotel thingy. Also, we looked at the GoPro and we seen its videos. While they're not in the cam, they're in its app stored right now still. It had the videos from, well, it was Oct. We'll use that as a test for that. Maybe I should make the zone bigger, but the sound would be heard even in there, which is too bad. Oh well, path traced sound isn't a thing yet. Mince Raft can do that, but for now that's what we're just going to have to do. Just to kind of test it. Definitely after me realization about all of the 3 cam competitors, and then the GoPro and its not so fancy looking page unlike the others, makes Mindy think us need it just so us won't feel bad about thinking it's worse, therefore us will never consider it. Nowadays, us are always wanting to competitors, but it would be better if us considered just getting cams instead. One competitor should be enough eventually, and then just getting more cams would be the thing to do. So if one wants to make a video that will see everything, wise to make the compromise that our videos won't look the best. If I want our videos to look really sharp, our video won't capture everything, but it'll still last a really long time. Oh, speaking of sharp, curious enough, Etton's cam has sharpness. Sure does. So maybe it would look just as great as me cam if it does. He thinks, of course, Mindy always made it have sharpness, but it's not like the videos will look just as crispy clear as our videos definitely did. Looking at that, you can kind of tell the way it looks. Full battery. It's just kind of interesting to at least get to examine Etton's cam. Oh. No. Updates to that since the last time they were running around there. Now the surveys can go out there and that was filming. And they didn't want it to make a video. Well, light looks. Not back to their Mr. Morgan. Yay, and why luckily knows who says that. Speaking of who says that, war prize as war. I didn't even layer the two of this thing. Another way that looks. And he's slightly confused how to navigate Ten's cam. Oh, now we found its settings. Spooky ambient underscore generic. Let's make a WAV loop project. Just like the GoPro, that game also has a subscription service thingy. Maybe like what Mindy did, why should it at least make it auto turn off? That's why does it want it to. Beep. Maybe he does. Yeah. Especially when it's in use, it's like, it's not like it'll turn it off. So sharpness is high. So then because what low would look like in its preview. Makes me can tell. So its preview showed the sharpness being in use. It looked noticeable. It's not even filming, and its power looked like it started going down already. So of course the bit rate is high. So of course with 8K it'll be a GB every minute. Looks like Warcam does have pretty much the same kind of settings that Micam has. Then of course the sharpness is noticeable. Made it as best as it can get. And then even the GoPro also all along had its sharpness set too high. But now I have two of them. I know things are not very aligned very good. Check on its power. Make sure this little guy isn't overly charged. It's 91. Again, those need to charge up to 100%. It does have two of these to use. Because the modern GoPro can, actually not can, but if it beeps the same way that this one does. Even if they're not the best thing in the world, at least it's still a GoPro. And it's still a camera capable of shooting a video. Therefore, if it shoots videos, he will take it. Because Billy Bob is such a good man. And Joachim, of course, him will say he's a good man. ANT_TY question mark. It'll sound kind of softy-ish when he says that. It should, of course, make bugs fly around the light. Has to delete its footages that it still has in it. Be the hat. cookies. It's like that, of course, reveals the very single particle of moth. And of course, it should make the bug zapper thingy too. I almost forgot about that. It just feels like us can, if us well pursue it, us can have quite the endless opportunities for making videos. Having multiple cams, even like this for example. Having the 360 cam, having me cam, and it's so many batteries. Us can film forever if us want to. Us can make all the footage with all the different ways that they do it. This cam, and it's not so the most up-to-date quality of videos. It was kind of disturbing. Like I mentioned, the SD card is empty. Let's look at the other cam. Auto low light isn't available for 30 FPS or lower. For them both, they'll just disable the auto low light thingy for them, so that they can just do 60 FPS for the whole way through. Not become restricted when it's dark. Yeah. So now it'd be good to know which one turns on first when pressing their button. It didn't start at the same time. Who knows, one had a delay. With the idea that the more cams, there can be more videos. And the more videos, the more fun. Looks like it can see everything. Look out there. And then make them stop. So looks like this one was faster than this one, although this one was the less maintained, the scratchy version. There's still little GoPros that can film yummy videos at haunted flickering light. This is why lights are flickering like that now. So it made it do it. It's like it affected all the lights that are continuously on. This should just fix that. Oh. Maybe I'll patch the cam to the original stick. So it can make lights have a max distance. It's kind of finicky to make sure it snaps into its handle thingy. He already turned on that fast. I definitely like the GoPro. This cam feels so responsive to me. It's almost feasting time and just need to go out there and do what I swear to do. For this cam, you should make its light back on again. Little LED thingy. Obviously there was always on display, which was really nice for the cam to do, as it will show why the time it's filming. It's his secret identity. trying to beat. Also, it turns out this cam has a depth sensor thingy. So of course if it went underwater, it will detect when it's underwater and when it comes out. So if it were to enter water, it would start filming, and when it comes out of water, it will stop filming automatically. COAL. Looks like it's way infinitely times more effective than we previously thought. There's normal video mode. And then now there's, well, that. It's bright. I can only go up to wide. But that's still great if it'll, well, look really fantabulous in the dark. Combined with 24 FPS, and then I'll see the best it can.
Much obliged. You're welcome. Oh man. Oh man, oh man, oh man.
Oh, I can't do 60 FPS. But we just know what it look like when it goes out there. You just simply shut that down and click it. then doing 60 FPS, it shows it can film for exactly 39 hours of video. But that sounds though. Good times. So if I could never make it, well, it sounds way louder than that. Maybe it could. You have to increase the range of it. Unless it can make the volume of the sound go beyond 100. Maybe higher. Oh, it can. Goody good. Wendy so doesn't know for how long Wendy wasn't really using it right before. Definitely the super night mode in Mi Cam looks really good though. Unlike the normal filming mode, its filming mode makes darkness, of course, bright, much like the phones with their auto FPS and their HDR being on. No, yet again, Mindy remembered why Mi Cam was really great. Just going out there and kind of seeing the way it looks. Sure makes it really good. Once more. However, it would look like in the shed with the light off. Really, it has to look as great as what your eyes can see. Until you apostrophe now forget that it's the fastest of all of the cams to turn on when I want them to start filming instantly. I'll just keep it to volume lowered. But there, now it's ready to go. So it can have the screen off, it can have the sound off, and the light off, and it can be kind of secret for filming without giving away that it is. Seems like it's not any louder. Just not too bad, his sounds are always quiet.
One of those little jockeys are right.
Pick it up, your
But now you can really see the potential again with so many batteries, and then we can recharge more. Just keep using more batteries. So many, including the stick, which is a battery. The Mi Cam could do that if me got its thingy, but too bad it's out of stock as of right now. The cam flame thingy needed fixed. In Draft, I can make live edits in that game. One has to exit the game and then externally edit things in the 3D thing. Have you thought about it, whatever it would look like if it made some kind of really bright light up there? So it ought to do that, to make the brightest light I've ever seen in our existence. It's so bright it just might kill off the sun. Maybe since OS 5 is having an identity crisis, we should just make it go back to, well, OS 5 style again. It doesn't know whether to be the last gen of C-Steam, so we'll let it be back to, well, the way it should be. So it doesn't have an identity crisis. All the work that goes into making a source game map, surely that should make Minecraft way easier. All it is manual placement of cuboids. It should be that easy compared to a source game otherwise to do all of that to make it. Even LBP was able to make very great detailed things. Actually inside of there is that. It's a Dweem, well, it's an untold Dweem video location made in that game. As if only one day I can finally lay off of computers every single year. So I can actually get the things I want instead, while picking out long-term competitors. As long as they serve the purpose I wanted them to serve, that should be perfectly fine. So up there's a really bright red light. It had quite the impact. So of course, looks like I like the sunlight of all that made by light underscore environment. Looks like there is no red light that bounced into there for a ray tracing issue. Which means it's a point light. Point light. You can find it. Spooky source game. All the surveys are doing whatever it is they do for fun. And then see why you should make the pool. And the nav mesh is up to date so that they will know how to move around the new additions to the place. Spitty doesn't know how to enter YOUR map stuff. The very scary, threatening all the zombies don't really know what to do with the very atmosphere that Y made for them. It's like Minecraft in the old version, they don't know how to go around. Speaking of zombies at here, what's not to like about the idea of that? You know, in Rage games, it has to only deal with the environment they made for the game, but in source games, we can make our own environment for them to play in. The official places, there's others made places in that place. Point light. That looks like bounced off red light. Maybe it is still like that. Most simple way possible. Other than that, in there, there's a reason to know how to go around there. Spookies! He's safe in the shed. He's not safe in the house.
Shoot this thing off my back! Suck on that!
Even though looking at the page of Insta360 game, Games 5, and he's reading up on it, and it just sounds so intuitable. Maybe he never had a try at 360 yet. And in the old days. kids when I first ever heard of 360 videos. They were the most awesome sauce thing ever. The idea there's a really costly yellow stick that has just a bunch of cameras pointed in every single possible direction on top of it, and that allowed for 360 videos. But now it's got a single cam with two cameras pointed in both directions, and that's capable of making a 360 video. That's so easy and so simple to deal with. Why don't you try it out, says the cucumber. Yeah, the cucumber. It's time to add decorations in there. Maybe since there's two of the Gopra, maybe Y could own one and Mindy can own the other to make things fair. Instead of Mindy owning them both. And the on top cam made the placement of that as perfect as it'll ever be. Okay. Spooky source game. Spooky source game map editor. Instead of that game up there, well being so lagsy to millions of clocks an hour, because they know just how much it would handle until eventually the game would chaos and it wouldn't be able to handle it anymore. So I never got to use the 360 cam, we never got to use the normal cam. And you always had to work with those 360 cam, but it doesn't have the crispiest videos, and while our videos looked very sharp and very crispy when at the beach, these videos seen everything, but they look kind of gross, like every average 720p video that got compressed. Meanwhile, our videos looked really sharp. As long as it shoots videos, Bill happy. It's that kind of crispy feeling cam that may not look the best to live, but if it can possibly make videos, Bill happy. And there's what they say, beggars can't be choosers. They know what that saying means. It's a fridge. It's a cold machine. Cold. This is very cozy. That's really weird how it's so lagsy. The tractor as well, just right there. Now moving at the Douglas. The Douglas gets pushed so fast. Well, now it's not doing it. Actually, now it of course did do it. It got pushed that much from, well, not really doing anything at all. I should trade cams for the time being, for now. That looks good enough. And then I should also not to abandon more other cams. I might as well test it some more. After all, why he wanted it and it was all new. Well, still need to at least see how it compares against the other 360 cam I had. It feels like it didn't really get much of a chance yet. And it'll already become replaced by the next generation of the Insta360 branded version again. But who knows, maybe all as great as that new version of a 360 cam seemed compared to the Insta360 version. Maybe it's the underdog. Kind of like the GoPro, it's not really the best in its, well, doing what it does. The competition beat it. It's like how cam is better than the GoPro. That 360 mince raft video, though, however that's possible. Proplets. And then their wireframes. Also, your cams can do more than just 60 FPS. Let's never utilize that. They have time lapse, which I still use. They have photo mode. Just don't use it. This can turn pretty much everything into a scenario. As always, preferred videos more than just images anyways. It's pot time, kids. Pots full of plants. There's flower pots from mince raft and source gain. It does do the honor of the plants, so look very alive. They're dead plants. Oh, but in real life, they're dead plants. Currently. The Fenton is sure he knows every decoration in there right now. He only remembers those specifics, but if they changed, it should be updated with whatever is in real life right now. Also remembers right there by the window there was another one. It's just kind of cray-cray to think that it's now May Y again. Yet another generation of kiddos being free. So now us can say, us are about to have been free from prison for 3 years now. Oh, if Mindy had to correct why. Maybe that window should have been more closer to over there-ish. Then it'll have to get carved out again. He didn't quite figure out yet how it would go about repairing things. Unless I could select the side edge of that very square and maybe make it longer, if that would work. And then it won't even do anything. Because sometimes it doesn't feel like doing it. And sometimes it just doesn't feel like working. That's kind of cray-cray how it went from being nothing more than a flat place to looking like that much complexity. Just to do that and then move everything as it should be. And Cheesehead Brown Pants is losing it. And Cheesehead Scare Pants needs to hang in there. It's PONGBOB Scare Pants. So it is right there. If it shoots videos, he will take it though. They're not aligned very perfectly. Now he remembers why I stopped watching that because he's kind of annoying. Infinitely times more triggering than Mad Gamer. There's me video. Of course, it does look like with that video playing in the TV, the screen becomes kind of dark when nothing was there. Then when the hearts moved on screen, then of course it'll look more grayish. It looks really ugly. Really be like when there's both of those. He's of course looking at that one. He's obviously eyeing it because it's better. There's that, it's just like real life. Thingy looks kind of like that. I assume you remember seeing that post, but now there's a video showing it. Now Microsoft is officially just kind of dead. Microsoft will now raise prices for its C-Steams, its games, and everything for the C-Steam. The RIP C-Box, they failed and dead. Even the 90 was nicer. But that Ver movie, though. Looks kind of huggable, though.
What you doing, Zach? I'm rehearsing for our T-Mobile internet.
Crispy chicken nuggets are back at Taco Bell, but that.
Get Google Pixel 9
There's
Plus
a shorter
and
ad.
their price lock guarantee with plans starting at $30 a line.
True or false? You need a license to fly drones commercially. True. The FAA requires you to have a Part 107 certificate to fly non-recreationally. To get it, you need to pass a 60-question exam. Passing the exam can be challenging for those without an aviation background. Several people who take the exam without our training fail in the first.
That's an ad, and it was actually something very much relevant, and it's at least had to hear. Well, it should never get a drone then. So long being at home with the drone is safe, but if us wanted to use it in the public, well, us have to officially become pilots just to use them. So much for the idea of getting the DJI-S newest drone. But that's why us have this. Dun, 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 dun. Us got this. He's